EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is... At the end of that one. They'll run with a second-round pick from April's draft. And not much to speak of. Call it a one-yard gain up to the 26. You look at this Colt defense. They were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
We had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what was fun to me was hear him say, I like what we did, but we need more pressure on the quarterback this week. What he wouldn't tell us, though, was how he was going to create it. Is it going to be just the front four? Is it going to be three? Is he going to bring linebackers, secondary? This will be fun to check out.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Stroud to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. But, man, his first throw, that nearly went the other way. Instead, it's fourth down. Here's Corey Bojorquez to punt this thing away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Taking it about the 16. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Well, they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Young to throw it. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Young to throw it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. How they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Young. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. This defense for the Colts, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. You look at this Colt defense. They sit at number 20 in the NFL right now against the run.
In order to improve their ranking and play the kind of game that they want, they've got to continue to make plays like the one we just saw there. Because if you stop these teams a few times along the way, maybe some frustration kicks in. And all of a sudden, not only does your ranking improve, but your game performance does as well.
Hands it off out of the gun. Tackle made there by Buda Baker.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 23, here's 2nd and 5. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Stroud. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, that's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
So 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Slot man moves right. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And he will have a touchdown. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Texans take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Breaks through the contact. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up a screen. You don't want to throw it too early to have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
He's got his running back out of the backfield. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a first down. First and 10, Taylor now. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 39-yard line. Throwing, Young. Throw taken in by Taylor, left side. No gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
The Colts at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some...
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. 2nd and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
Well, they'll say no to the 46-yard field goal try. They're going to go for it. They're going to run this with a tight end. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Josh Downs, his 1st touchdown of the new season.
And the Colts are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by York is up and good.
And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And pretty good field position here. He's out of bounds right at the 35. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
1 1st down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
That's going to be taken in by Downs. Down the left sideline.
Touchdown, Indianapolis!
Josh Downs
with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Colts have taken the lead.
York now for the extra point.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up. I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Wow, and that is incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. So after 3 drives and 3 touchdowns combined between these 2 clubs, finally we get a defensive stop.
Yes, and welcome to the party, defensive players. I'm glad to have you because for a while there, it almost felt like it was 11 going downfield on air. Okay, so to be able to have someone come up, make a stop, now we got a football game going.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. To throw, Young. Now their last 2 drives both ending in touchdowns. It's got them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap. Allows their defense to play with a little more verve and confidence.
That big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. Well, right here, they're trying to make it 3 in a row. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Here's Young from the shotgun. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Indianapolis. And now Mitchell, 58 yards. And the Colts will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now 21-7. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. He's still on his feet, and he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Texans get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he's going to take this all the way down inside the 40.
But when the highlight is shown of this play, all attention is going to be on the person running with the football. But how about the group as a whole? Setting up that big-time return, yardage that we won't even account for in the box score, may help them win the game.
He'll get this one to Pittman. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. From the 31, here comes 2nd and a yard. Now Young. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
And that's a nice job there because you got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Now here's Young. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Texans are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Play action. Here's Stroud. He's going to air one out. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime.
from the crossroads of America. We're at the center of Indianapolis, Indiana, as we get a look here at Lucas Oil Stadium. Everyone's still celebrating the return of regular season football, and we're away in week 2. On the return, here comes Kene Wangu. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. There on the tackle, the rookie out of Auburn. 2nd and 3 now. On the counter, it's Taylor. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
2nd and 8. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
3rd and long, Young. This finds Mitchell, complete. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Shotgun, hand off to Taylor. And he's going to run this down to the 36-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. From the 36. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. It's a pickup of 11. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down. Out of the gun, Young. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Now it's Young. It's a completion of Michael Pittman Jr. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. They get 13 on the pickup. And it'll be 1st down, Colts. From the gun, Taylor. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
On target to his man, Taylor. They deliver a shot before he can get to the line.
You know, Kate, sometimes I'm a little reticent to tip my cap to the defense, but that is a job well done. That was a wall to nowhere. A little shuffle pass ends up going backwards because that defense, well, they were sound, they were structured, and they...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. Katie York now on for the field goal. It's a 34-yarder from that right hash. Groupie sends it through. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, That's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Brings in the kick at the 9. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. A little revenge there. After they gave up a pretty nice return. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Another carry for him. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down.
You know, okay, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. It doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Stroud gonna go on 4th down. Throw is caught by the back. And they drag him down just in time. He's shy of that marker. We've got a turnover on downs.
You go for it on 4th down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession.
Has a hole left, room to run. It's an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts stretch their early lead to 9. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown on his Katie York for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Colts go up 10-zip here in the 1st. On now is York to kick this one away. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. And look at this return. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. 1 quarter. Welcome back. We'll begin the 2nd quarter with the Texans in possession. They'll take over here, 1st and 10. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans start to fight back with their first points of this game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Wangu now to return. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Taylor. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. the 37. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
From the pistol, it's Young. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. He's contained at the line for no gain. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Takes off right out of the read option. And they had that one contained right at the line. Quincy Williams making the tackle. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down. The Texans set to punt. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. Collects this at the 32. And he's going to set him up with a pretty short field here, Brock, after getting a big chunk on that return. Found his way through most of the kicking team. He picked up 25 on that return. And the Colts will take over. Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
2nd down carry for Taylor. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. David Ojabo making that tackle.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
They're going to turn to Taylor on 3rd down. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down. They go again with Taylor. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Flag down. This could be a free opportunity for the offense. And he's got it in the end zone for a touchdown. But now all eyes going to turn to those officials. We got to see if this flag is going to take it away. Got to the end zone with a free play, so they will, of course, decline offsides and take the points. York now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Colts make it a 10-point ball game. On now is York to kick this one away. Kickoff taken at the 3. And this drive will start inside the 25. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. of the gun. They'll give it to him inside. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Man in motion out of the slot. Here he is on 3rd and long. And no luck there. That throw falls to the ground. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. He has it at the 22. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Got every single bit of that one, didn't he? Over 70 yards on the punt. Man, it'll be their football. Young on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
To the air on 1st down. Young. Headed out right. Catch made over the middle. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Here's Young on 1st and 10. That one finds Josh Downs. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Sticking to the air, it's Young. Pittman's got it. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25. It's a gain of 4. And it'll be first down, Colts. Defense shows blitz. Young hits him on the out route. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
And he could have a free play here. He's got it. And good tackle, but a flag is down, likely against the defense. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Running it after the penalty. And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. One last play before the break. Young on 3rd and goal. And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Indy. The Colts will extend their lead as time expires in the half. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Now the Colts leaving the offense out there. They're going to try for 2. He's throwing for it. And they can't connect, so nearly 8 points to end the first half, but they'll only take an extra 6 into that locker room. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. On now is York to kick this one away. He fields it from the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Stroud. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans cut into the lead coming out of halftime. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensive.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Quincy Williams has it. And the Colts will take over as he records his first interception of our season. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Wangu now to return. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. They've got first down from the 31. Option give to Taylor. Escapes a defender. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. They'll get 18 yards there. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down. Taylor again. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Finds him over the middle. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Taylor now up the middle. And that's good for a gain of 5. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. A give left side to Taylor. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Rush coming for Young. Chased out to his right. And he's off the mark there. Too far behind him to adjust. That brings up 4th down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Now he's York to kick this one away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Stroud from the pistol. Reeled in by George Kittle. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Going to the ground again on first. And he winds up with a solid gain down past the 45. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
And that's incomplete, and he's happy to have that one fall compared to, well, the alternative. Looked like it was going to be picked there.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Into the hands of Kittle. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
They're running the option, short side. And he'll get this across. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. C.J. Stroud, the touchdown. Point after up and good by Fairbairn. And the Texans get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Wangu now to return. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Ball at the 33 for first down. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. David Ojabo making that tackle. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Young. Finds his man, Downs. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it'll be first down, Colts. Taylor trying the left side. And he'll get this through midfield and starts pushing into Texans territory. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
This is the end of the 3rd quarter. The Colts have it with a lead. Not a big one, though, trying to carry it through the 4th. Second down now, 7 to go. Young working from the gun. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
He has the first over the middle. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. And And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down. Now a handoff to Taylor. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here's 2nd and 7. He has the Indianapolis touchdown. Once again, Colts lining up and attempting to. Shotgun snap now to Young. And he has it inside the end zone. That's going to add 2 to their lead here late. Notice the first time they tried it, but this time, Brock, the 2-point conversion is successful.
Just felt like they were waiting for the right opportunity to try it once again. Not only to make up for the first attempt, but establish a little confidence from this spot. And who knows, maybe we'll have a 2-pointer that plays a bigger role when this thing's all said and done.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here he goes on the bootleg. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
They'll run now on 2nd down. And he's going to get up to about the 33, but no more. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Here's Stroud. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Trying to force one through there. And that'll bring up 4th down. From the gun, Stroud. That's caught beyond the marker. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Working quickly here. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Still has some space inside the 35. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here. Stroud throwing here on 1st. Oh, putting him in the spin cycle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, give the quarterback a chance.
And he's brought down for a loss.
There is no thought needed from him. He has been doing this so long, dating back to college and high school. Those instincts, they come at you with a capital I. Identify that run, fire downhill, and get home in the backfield before that play could get started.
Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
He finds him beyond the marker. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. They'll try and punch it in. Has the Houston touchdown. The Texans now within 1 score in the 4th. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Okay, Brock, dialing up another 2-point call. And remember when your friends didn't have a voicemail and it would just ring and ring and ring? It's still ringing. Fall short again of reaching that end zone.
Yeah, this defense is not doing very good between the 20s or even in the red zone, but they do find a way to rise up. This is always my challenge with being super aggressive, is why give that defense something to feel good about coming off the field after you put 6 on the board.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. 2nd down now, 7 to go. We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Indy. Colts up by 8.
Keep it together, offense. Keep it together.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Running right, this is Taylor. Breaks through, and he might break away. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. From the gun, Taylor. A lot of grass ahead. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Straight ahead with Taylor. Still has room inside the 15. And finally they catch up to him at the 11. Houston calls it 2nd timeout. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Final timeout called by the Texans. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's a handoff for Taylor. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4. They give to Taylor, right side. And he will score! And with almost no time left, that should clinch the win! So here's the Colts offense as they line up for another 2-point try. Young throwing here. And the call to go for it not rewarded as the pass falls incomplete. Now is York to kick this one away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun now for Stroud. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining. A good defensive play breaks that one up. So it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw, Stroud. Trying to push it deep downfield. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Kenny Moore with the pick. This undoubtedly the final snap of what's already a decided contest. Wow, they're going to pass it here. Complete to Hyatt. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So the Colts get the win at home inside of Lucas Oil. And they're stacking momentum right away this season as they begin the year 2-0.